Hey guys, welcome back to Cut to the Race. I'm Jacob.
This is Tony. We're going to show you a little bit of footage today. We're going to break down one of the, first rock sections in the course.
What did you call it? I think you called it Cougar Buttes earlier.
I think it's Cougar Buttes, the notches, whatever you want to call it. I throw it all together because I'm not an expert. But I think it's fun and we can pass a lot of cars there, and the car performs awesome in it. So we're just going to show you footage of that today because it's like my favorite part of the course.
And before we get to that, super important, I hope you guys notice our slightly new setup.
100%.
Just for the recording room. And it's nothing to do with the shirt. Hopefully it just comes out really good. We're even recording some audio down here externally. So hopefully it matches up and is not a complete and total train wreck.
Yeah. And it might be a train wreck, but at the end of the day, train wrecks are cool.
With zero casualty, train wrecks are cool.
Right. That part.
Zero casualty train wrecks. Super cool to watch.
Yep. Anyway, so you'll see we come into the notches here, and we actually got lost on the way in, but it's okay. We were with like 4 other cars that were lost. So we found our way in there, got backed up in a bit of traffic, so we're not going to really hold you guys up on that. But
yeah, we're going to cut that all out, the backing up the traffic, because that's boring.
Yeah. But you'll see we followed some razors through. It's a pretty technical section of the course. There's not a lot of broken up rocks, so it's not as destructive, but you really have to plan your line ahead of time, know your car, know the limits, and don't drop off into a 4 or 5 or 6 foot ledge, because that'll end your day pretty quick. That happened to a couple guys, and it's easy to do out there. Visibility outside of these cars isn't so great. Usually you sit down pretty low.
Yeah, the camera shows kind of from the front of the vehicle, so it's a little better, but the drivers actually can't really see all that. That's just for the viewers. The drivers are kind of looking at the sky half the time.
Yeah, I mean,
the way the seats are angled.
Yeah, we're strapped in, so tight into these, and in our car, we sit as low as possible for better performing handling, and it makes it a little tricky to see exactly where we're going, but my co-driver and I, that's a huge asset, is having a co-driver in this section, being able to give you an extra set of eyes on the other side of the car. So we go through here and didn't have any issues other than not being able to turn left hardly at all, which you'll kind of notice with multiple attempts at backing up in a few sections. But that was that's not important.
It's a story for another time.
Yeah.
You'll see probably, unless you already have, a couple like Tony was saying earlier about picking your line, being careful, and knowing your car's limits. You'll see a couple times people just about tip over because they dropped off wrong, and you'll see probably someone that is actually tipped over on their side coming up, which is just a testament there for the rock crawling.
Yeah, and it was a cool section. You got a ton of grip out there with our tires. So it didn't have to go into diff lock at all. And with the suspension setup that we have now, it's night and day over last year, where we were teetering like a lot of these guys were. Shock Talk, Carl over at Shock Talk got our suspension dialed in for desert, but it also flexes so much better in these rocks that we were able to keep, for the most part, 4 tires on the ground the entire time through this section. So it makes a big difference out there, being able to keep your car level and flat and put the traction to the ground, and just a little throttle and it goes wherever you point it.
Yeah, I think we need to develop like our own new safety triangle with like a point in the middle, like 4 points for stuff like this, because you need your good skid plates with like the factory UTV, you need your great tires with the Maxxis, you need your good shocks and suspension with that Shock Talk going on, and then like the nice center safety point is like that worn winch to pull you out when you do kind of tip.
Yeah, when one of your triangles, due to driver error normally, one of your triangles points come apart, you got that worn winch that can just lasso out there and hold it back together.
Yeehaw.
Yowee.
What was that?
I don't know, I need some Mountain Dew.
Yeah, me too. We're not sponsored by Mountain Dew, but it would be cool.
Yeah, can you imagine what we could do with Mountain Dew
We're not going to do
sponsorship?
that again. Unless they want us to.
That's true.
Yeah, so we got, after all these rocks, we break into a nice little straight stretch, which is kind of cool. Get a haul in there with that turbo again.
Yeah, it was kind of with the steering issues we had right out of the get-go, we got into a real mild pace cruising all the way to this point. And my plan was to really hammer down after this, not push anything to the breaking point, but pick up the pace. And this was a nice little desert section. We were able to get up to speed, make sure the car felt good and solid. I was building confidence back into the car at this point because it held up so well through Cougar Buttes and the notches that we just kind of hammered down back to the start finish, and then cranked it up into lap 2, which we unfortunately had some failure points there, but you know, it's a real test of machine and human and machine out here through the desert and the rocks. It doesn't matter where you're at. You got to have your focus the entire time.
Yeah, super fun though. I think at that though, probably just leave them with the rest of the footage that we've got here.
Yeah, it's probably better.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely don't have anything else to add.
Never does.